What's up? This is Mikeyi-Ice. I brought back, this YouTube interview that I wanted to do, and I wanted to interview people like Kurd. He's been breaking for like about 18 solid years, though. You know what I'm saying? And him and his brother Vince, I feel like they deserve a lot of credit. And I just want to ask you a few questions. Like, how did you get the name Kurd the Hurt? Like, I was always curious about that.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of this is a story. So
Yeah, it's cool.
No, yeah, because when I first started dancing, everyone had their own alias, and all my friends were like trying to make up aliases for themselves, and I'm like, dude, I'm not with all that. My mom gave me my name. I like my name, Kurt. I'm gonna just roll with that, and just everyone was just like, you gotta get a name though, and so. They just would always make up these stupid names for me. They called me like some stupid stuff, like Bboy fortune cookie, something dumb like that. There was all sorts of stupid names around. But anyways, luckily none of those stupid ones stuck. But then my boy Frack, you remember Frack?
Yeah.
And Fatso.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, we were all really into wrestling, WWF back then. That's what it was called, but. We were big into that, and so they were like, yo, if you were a wrestler, you'd be Kurt the Hurt, and they just started calling me that, and I was like, this stupid ass name, but I thought it was kind of funny, but I was like, it's not gonna stick, but I didn't fight it, because I thought it was a pretty cool name, and then all of a sudden, a year later, 2 years later, it's like, everybody's calling me that, and I'm just like, okay. I guess this is my name now.
Right.
So I just kind of embraced it, even though it wasn't my favorite name. But I think that's probably a better way of getting a name than just kind of make up something for yourself. So,
Right.
So I embrace it a lot.
I liked it though. I thought it was different because when I heard your name, I thought about you like putting like a smoke on somebody like they would be hurting, like
exactly.
Kurt hurt him.
Yep,
Kurt the Hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly how they explain the name. It's like if you were this wrestling figure, you come out and it's like people know you're about to put the hurt on everybody.
Right.
So I always thought that was dope.
So when you were coming up, like in Sacramento, like who was some of the guys that really inspired you? Like did you look the VHS tapes, or would you think of the Bay, like Jazzy and like the Renegades and stuff like that?
Yeah. No, so I always looked up to one of the guys. He's not so famous, but his name is Tet. You probably know him.
Tet.
Yeah, he used to come to my high school and break. Him and Jeff the Machine would show up, and they would just break with us. They were like, obviously way better than us, but I always loved his style because he had this like really cool, kind of a slow, intricate footwork style. And
right.
It was just, he was so dope with it. So. I loved watching him break, and then eventually we became friends. He started teaching me and my brother, and man, I know I don't really break like him, but I think if you look deep into my style, you can see the similarities between me and Ted.
Yeah.
Because he had such a huge influence on me, and then I used to break a lot with Future from Flex.
Oh yeah, Future was nice though, bro. Asian dude was super clean.
Yeah. I learned a lot from him. Remember Nick Young? Learned a lot from him. I used to break a lot with him.
Oh yeah.
He was from the Roseville area. He went to Wood Creek with Dietrich's.
Right.
Yeah. Again, he had some really clean footwork. He could do some dope power moves. I mean, I don't know. He had the whole package. I really liked his style. Flowed really nice. I mean, man, he could catch a beat. I loved his style. I love his style. He doesn't really break that much anymore, but you could probably see a little hint of him in me because I learned a lot from him too. And then obviously Abe, Ajax, Gerald. I mean, all these guys, like the OGs from Sac. I always looked up to them.
That's dope. Do you remember your first jam that you actually went to in Sacramento?
Yeah, it was Floor Tactics. Do you remember that one?
I entered that. Me and Bush battle. There's an Rock battle.
Yeah. And they had Machine versus Miracles as an exhibition battle. I think Rob Zilla Stuntman and Cujo and
Yeah.
there. So that was the first time I ever saw those guys, and I was like, oh my god, these guys are really good. Like those guys influenced me a lot too. I mean, when I saw that, because I was always used to this footwork style, and then I seen these guys, and they almost did no footwork, but they were just so dope.
I remember too when Morris was young though, bro, and like him and Bush them had a crew called Orbit Documents.
Yep. Yeah, Morris was in there.
Yeah.
So, who was it? Demonch? Do you remember Demonch? I think he was in there. There was like a lot of dudes from
Right.
Orbit, yeah. But yeah, man, there's so much history in Sac, man.
Right. Like thinking about like how times was back then, like how do you feel about the scene compared to like when you first started to where it's at like now though? Like do you feel like it's the same, or you think like it just, you think it kind of started like fizzing out, or?
I don't necessarily think it fizzed out. I think it changed because when I was younger, this is probably around 2005, basically before YouTube was a thing.
Right.
You couldn't see B-Boys unless you either had a VHS tape or you went to the jam or whatever, or you like danced with them like at a practice and stuff. And back then there was a lot more rivalries, so if you were going to someone else's practice, there was probably going to be a battle and maybe something else. So there was a lot more hostility, I think, in the scene back then, which I think is good that it's not there anymore, but I do miss the rivalry because it seemed like a lot of crews were hungrier, you know, and
that's true.
You would rep your crew super hard, and like if this guy wasn't in your crew, you know, he wasn't really a part of your group, you know, which I think is it's the scene is just different now, because now it's like everybody's friends, and you know, we all like practice together and stuff. I think that's a very positive thing, but I do miss that rivalry so I don't think you can artificially create a rivalry. So
I think you're definitely right about that, bro. I think that's the shift, though. Like I remember going to Sacramento, and it used to be like blood, though, bro. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, literally people getting punched in the face.
There was a lot of that.
A lot of fighting, though, bro. Honestly, we would come from like Madera and Fresno, and before we get to Sac, in our mind, we already knew that somebody was going to get in a fight. Like Sacramento was known for fighting.
I would
being
say
honest,
almost every jam I went to up through probably 2007, there was a fight at a jam.
Fights.
There was always fights. I mean, I was in a lot of them. I mean, I wouldn't even call them fights. It was more like push, and then like everybody's like,
right.
We're not gonna let you guys fight, and then it would cool down from there. But man, I mean, there was a lot of rivalries for sure, and it's funny now because a lot of the guys that we used to beef it with and stuff, I'm all friends with them now.
Right.
Because we've all grown up, and we're like, you know, I think we all realized, you know, this is something that we really love. We all love this a lot, and so it doesn't make sense to have animosity towards somebody who also loves the same thing you love.
That's smart, though, bro. I like that.
I think it's helped me come to terms a lot with you know, the scene now, because I see a lot more positivity in the scene now. Well, I see a lot more friendships not being stopped because people are in separate crews, which I think is a good thing. As far as the scene, I think it's turned into something more like, I think this maybe comes from social media. Back in the day, you got your clout from coming to jams, performing hard, battling these crews, beating these crews. Nowadays, you just post it online, and you kind of get your clout there, and then you go to the jam, and then people go, oh, it's that guy I saw online. So that's something that I'm just not really used to. So it's hard to get behind it, but you know, I think that's another big difference between the scene from when I started and now.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think it really, you know, a lot of the younger guys now, that's something that they just grew up in, and so I don't think they see what breaking used to be. So then maybe that it just doesn't resonate with them. So,
oh, I got you.
I think I came at a really weird time because I started before all that, and then I continued. You know, my prime was kind of like in that transition,
right?
You know, and so now we're deep into this new era, I guess, of breaking, and so yeah, I guess I'm in the transition era, really, where like you started like way before that,
right?
Know? So yeah, I mean, I don't want to hate on the scene now. It's just different.
It's just different because of technology.
It's different because of technology. Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, and a lot of, yeah, I think it's a lot of things, but I would say technology really contributes to it.
Yeah. That's true though. Like when you first heard of like Mikeyi-Ice though, like, do you remember like the first time that you heard or you came across me though? Like I was always curious to ask people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've always known about you because you'd show up to jams,
yeah,
all the time, and we always knew you as the dude that had like footage. It was like, if we were looking for footage of some jam, it's like, hit up Mikey-Ice, he's got it, for sure.
For sure, yeah, I was known as like the video.
Yeah, and you had, I mean, you danced like crazy. I mean, you were dope. I can't think of a particular jam that I remember seeing you at, but
do you kind of remember like maybe like close around a year, like what year that you might have?
You know what, it was, I guess it's Floor Tactics, because I do remember you there, and that's the first jam I ever went to.
That's dope. What year was that? 2001?
Yeah, something like that. I was
yeah,
I was a freshman in high school, I think. Yeah, it was 2001. Yeah.
That's dope though, bro. So that's like 20 years ago, right? 19 years ago?
Damn close, yeah.
Damn, that's tight though, bro. Yeah, I just want to say this though, man. Kurd, like, I appreciate you though, bro. Like, taking time out to do this. I feel like, I wouldn't say like newer generation because you're kind of like in that transition, like not being new, but like not being like considered like old school. Like you're in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, like, of course, like you're a younger guy, and I feel like for me, you was a very big inspiration, like to me though, because I was more intrigued by your energy, like how you never gave up, and like pretty much like the power moves that you did, like even to this day they connect. And I never thought like you had to be like that dude, like to be famous though, like fame.
I honestly never wanted to be that guy. I just wanted to break. I mean, I kind of went along with a lot of dudes that were, you know, chasing fame, chasing like big battles and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, that stuff was fun, but I just always wanted to be dope, and I wanted to, you know, just do my thing. And you know, I think I've always wanted to have a style that was a little different, so the people that like it, you know, I appreciate it, and then the people that don't like it, I can respect that it's not for everybody, you know. So.
Right. I want to ask you like a question that we don't really talk about, and I'm gonna tag him in a video. Like Crumbs, though, bro. Like, in your opinion, though, like what did he contribute to the scene? Because me and him talk a lot, and in a way, we kind of feel like his legacy is kind of getting washed away. But he basically invented like majority of all that shit that everybody's doing on their hands. Though, like, what is your perspective on that, on Crumbs?
First guy I ever saw do stacks. I mean, I guess Gerald probably did it maybe a little bit before, but he had. But
Crumbs, that was Crumbs' start. Like
Crumbs had his own way of doing it, and no, I mean, dude, Crumbs was he is one of my favorite b-boys. I mean, top 10 easy,
right?
Easily top 10 favorite b-boys. I mean,
what is it about him that like you say in your top 10 though? Like, what intrigued you about him? Because he's gonna see the video.
Yeah, he always brought just amazing energy. It was like you'd get when you saw him break, or when you saw him just enter a circle, you were like, this guy's about to blow somebody up, you know. I remember the battle between him and Iron Monkey.
Yeah.
What the heck was that? But I remember I wasn't at the jam, but I saw the footage and I was just like, oh, this is cracking off, man. This is gonna be crazy. And he did. I remember I think he did flare 90, kind of stopped, threaded, went down, and I was like,
yeah.
At that point, I knew this battle was gonna be crazy because he just.
And then he did the headless horseman, like the thing on the back of his neck.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
Bro,
I mean, he's got so many signature moves, influential moves. Yeah, for sure, he's a top 10 b-boy. I mean, I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves, for sure. For sure.
I think so too, though. You know, I'm glad that you recognize him. You know, because me and him, we've been friends for about 26 years, though. I met him before Styleman started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we all knew each other. Me, Ramon, Ivan, we were all friends before that. Before Asylums even started.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we still talk, you know. And like he's doing his thing though, bro. Like he got hurt, but now he came back. He's even stronger though, bro. He's doing some amazing shit again. He wants to give it another good run. You know, but like we talk about like all that thread and shit. Like I see like everybody still, even the hand hop, the basic transition.
Yep.
He got the idea from Orko, but he mastered it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And he did it at Battle of the Year. Once he did Battle of the Year, he fucking changed Europe though, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
He changed Europe.
He for sure did that. No, I remember that was what
96.
96, yeah, 96.
Solomons versus Southside Rockers though, bro. When they came to Germany, like they shook Germany though, bro.
I know, yeah.
They made them change their whole format.
I watched that video all the time because the energy that they were bringing was just crazy. Like you could see that
another level.
Southside Rockers was just like, yo, we're in too deep right now. Like what are we gonna do?
When did the 90 off for Super Dave back? Unheard of though, bro. 90 off somebody back in 96?
That stuff was crazy. And then I remember he was wearing that yellow jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And he did it was the first time I ever saw him do that head flip, and then he took a picture of
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's such a unique way of burning somebody.
to take a photo, like, and toss the camera.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
yeah.
Yeah, it's such a unique way to burn somebody, for sure. And
with that being said, though, bro, why do you think, like, that's kind of not in breaking, though? Like, because clowning used to be like that. Like, when you clown somebody without physically acting like you're smoking a blunt or, like, you're, like, jacking them off, like, you did it, like, with where the crowd laughed at you. Why do you think that's kind of took away though with breaking?
Yeah, I don't know. My brother still kind of does a lot.
Your brother does it.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Stunt still does stuff like that too. There's a few guys I think in the scene that
Benji.
But yeah, Benji's a funny guy.
Benji's the blow up king though, bro.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely. He had a huge influence on the scene for sure. Yeah, I don't know why that isn't there anymore. I think.
It's this different era though, right?
I think the focus that a lot of new B-boys have are
air flares.
It's kind of different than it used to be, where everyone wanted to get this really unique move, unique style, unique burn, and now it's like, oh, I really like that. I'm just gonna get it better than that dude over there. You know, I think there's a lot of that. Yeah, and there's a bigger